Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of All Elite, your weekly AEW review show here at BC Wrestle Pod. Of course, I got the crew with me this evening. Of course, my name is Mikey, also known as El Jefe. I run the ones and the twos and the threes and the fours, and I am mentally preparing myself because the rest of this week is going to be fine with the reviews. Sunday is where things are going to get chaotic, but I'm excited for the chaos because when three worlds collide, it's going to be nuts. Stay tuned for the end of the show for more details on that one. But joining me as always here on our Tuesday night, post-show breakdowns of AEW, I have Mr. Marina Kafir, JVL this time. We got to get a whole cookbook with all these names now, I swear.
I'll come up with the recipes. I'm working on them in the background.
Heck yeah. And then, of course, our picnic basket Jones is in the house.
Greetings and salutations. Let's rock and roll.
Heck yeah. So we are going to be here this evening to break down Winter is Coming 2025, both for Dynamite and Collision, and to give you a little bit of preview of what the 3-hour Dynamite and Collision looks like tomorrow. I was like, all right, gang, get ready. It's another long one, but a fun one in my personal opinion. But before we get to all of that really quickly, I want to get through the announcements. If you are new here to BC WrestlePod and you want to see what we're about, I highly recommend that you dig through our archives here on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, where you can find all our post-show breakdowns, as well as some other fun stuff. And, if it tickles your fancy, subscribe and follow us. If you're looking for something a little bit more self-contained, then your social media site of choice, follow us at BC WrestlePod. We got report cards. We got predictions. You can watch me flip my lid because I'm getting hosed in Predictions League this year.
Hosed.
And now...
Hosed, not hose.
Listen, unlike Stokely, I can get hosed. Anyways, so I'm also one. Anyways, but yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff that happens on the social media. So follow us on your social media choice at BC WrestlePod, shop.fourthwall.com. which we are 2 weeks away before all these designs go away to make room for our new 2.0 collections for merchandise in the year. And then, of course, if you feel inclined to help support to keep the metaphorical lights and help us pay for these pay-per-views, man, the coffee bot will be jumping into the chat ever so often if that is what you're inclined to do, but no pressure. Times are tough in these economic times, and we just appreciate you just giving us the thumbs up and like button and the subscribing.
And
Heck
share
yeah.
us around, too. Pass us to your friends. Make us your holiday virus to give to your family. Not the flu, not the other stuff going around. BC WrestlePod.
And you're happy to be sick with us, not of us. Anyways.
It's a lot less.
Yes, I love it. Alrighty, so let's get into everything. Like I said, there's like no easy way to transition from that. So we're just gonna get
just
into
like
things.
Anyway.
Oh no. So we are gonna start with Winter is Coming AEW Dynamite Edition. We did not waste no time this week because bam! They're just like, all right, gang, guess what? We're opening up with your women's match, and this is for the inaugural AEW World Tag Team Championships. This is the Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, versus the Love Bombs, which is Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa. My little heart, I was just like, listen, I love Tony and Mina, but spoiler alert, Willow and Harley are the right call.
Oh, this was spoiled 3 or 4 days before when they dropped Harley Cameron's new ad for all the AEW shop stuff that ends with Babes of Wrath t-shirts. They wouldn't have given her a minute straight of singing Babes of Wrath if they weren't going to win to sell t-shirts.
For real.
Yeah.
They are so much more cohesive as a team than the Love Bombs. It was great to see the work that they did, and it was hard hitting. This was a match that was meant to open the show. I definitely think they made the right call on this. It's going to be interesting to see what other teams can be kind of put together to face them now, seeing as we had the only ones that they kind of had in the tournament. But I think this is going to be a fun reign for these two.
I 100% agree. I'm going to wait until we get to Collision to talk about where I think Babes of Wrath is headed towards in terms of their first quote-unquote feud, but I'm going to wait till we get there. Oh, I have to wait for inappropriate gestures in a couple of minutes, but, YouTube decided to change everything, so you can curse in the first 7 seconds, so... Fuck yeah, here we go. No, I was kidding. They did.
No, what changed everything was the Babes of Wrath beating the Love Bombs and making us very happy people. Let's get back on track, our friends.
Okay, yeah, sorry. That is way too long of an answer to give right now.
That is very true. I mean, there's nothing more that I can actually say. I'm really happy for Willow and Harley. especially Harley. This is her first championship gold here in AEW, and I'm so proud of her. I'm like, you have come so far.
Where do we see Tony and Mina now going? Like, do we think Mina's going to go down to challenge Red Velvet again? Do we think that Tony's going to be slotted back into the championship picture again? Or like, where do we see this now?
That is a good question.
Thank you. I wrote it down.
I'd like to see them continue in the tag division, to be honest with you, because if they still need a few more tag teams to solidify this. So, like, they came out of the tournament pretty well stacked in tag teams, but now they got to just do something with them.
Absolutely. And what better way to, get your inaugural women tag champs involved in an 8-person match tomorrow.
Yeah.
All
We're gonna
AEW
get to
winning on the ring.
one
Oh
of
my
these
God,
things
we'll
is
get
not
there.
like the other. Well, yeah, we're gonna get there. But at this point, I was super happy. Babes of Wrath are your inaugural AEW Women's World Tag Champs. God, I love them so much.
We're feeling that wrath.
Yeah.
We're so proud of both of them. Especially, yeah, we're so proud of both of them.
I love the just real quick, like there was like Harley like motorboating, which was sort of like something that Mina would probably do.
Tony smelling up Willow was crazy too. I was just
Yeah,
like,
and then like that flush Hurricane, like the spinning back fist that like busted open Harley's lip. Like this was so much fun, and the gear was on point for this one. I love it.
yes, gets one of these. Got it. I love tag teams that actually make gears matching because it's important. But yeah, very
It's like,
proud of
and they have a
right?
uniform.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
We are all proud of the Babes of Wrath. I am not proud of Joseph in this promo. It's just like,
Powerhouse Hobbs was better in the promo later on this week where he's drinking out of the water bottle from the actual
oh my
water
God,
cooler.
that was so funny. Tekla is just actually filling up her entire like juggy water bottle, all 64 ounces of it. Joe, I mean, this is a promo that we've come to expect from like main event championship match. Joe is just like, and the ops are going to be in action later too. So it's just like,
all I was gonna say was this one seemed like I feel like every year Joe has one promo where he hits one line, you go, "Ooh, that's really neat." And this time it was the reality of the business. I don't know. He's just cool. And lastly, Hobbs can look at me like that anytime.
oh, 100%. I'm like, Hobbs can look at me and, because I'm a masochist, Shibata can also look at me however he wants to.
With his disappointment.
Hey, you know what? I'll take it where I can get it.
I'm getting sick and tired of this. Like, I understand the promo was pretty okay, but I can't take anything seriously that happens here because you got the powerhouse on the left, and it's his name also, but the powerhouse on the left. You've got the veteran champ in the middle. You've got the silent assassin over to the right, and then you have a zygote who does not fit the bill for any of this stuff. Flanking.
I'm just kidding.
Exactly. I don't understand what the purpose of Hook is.
Yeah.
To annoy us.
Imagine if that was Lee Moriarty standing back there,
Moriarty would be so good for this group. I'm not even going for it.
Blake
Somebody had
Christian,
to
like somebody that has like some skill.
I was just
This is as bad as Jack Perry joining the Elite.
we're going to get to that in a little bit. But first, before we do that, I'm not going to lie. I debated of making this my wallpaper at one point.
Hey, look, it's my cat getting in the way of the photo that I'm trying to take of my family.
I don't care what nobody says. Moxley can do no wrong in my eyes, except have that
Man.
match with Edge at Revolution this year. But that's a whole nother thing.
Man is still carrying a lot of things for this, but I think this continues to seem like they want to jump to the next gear in this, whatever this story is with him, and it's just not happening fast. And Worlds Collide is coming up. Are they going to wait till 2026? Like, what's happening?
I was like, Worlds Collide? That's the bed.
Yeah, World's End.
World's End, yeah. Continental Classic season is keeping Moxley busy, so it's kind of keeping not just him, but a lot of our participants from progressing too much in the crazy stories we been telling so far in the last couple of months.
But they're putting his story into the Continental Classic, as we'll see later on. I want to see how this breaks faster. Like, can we get there before the tournament ends?
You got Moxley up here in the front, and then you got Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta in the back, looking like they're about to drop the hottest mixtape of 2025.
Yeah, this definitely has like album cover for from
You think Boys to Men? No, it's Boys Not Men with the Z.
Not the Z.
No, in Men, it's silent.
So, yeah.
It's like, where?
Boys is not in the hood.
Honestly, because Wheeler Yuta is like, tonight's the night. The worst new metal album of 1998. Death Rider.
Like a Sunny Day Real Estate song.
I love that. And on that note, we're going to move on. I love it, though. Jack Perry, we tried.
Hey, he was a last-minute replacement for Darby. I mean, that's saying something.
Yeah, but honestly, I didn't hate this match. I thought this was a pretty fun one.
Not everyone
Of
gets
course,
to bite Okada on the dick.
that was hilarious.
I mean, there has always been, like, when you think about the kayfabe of that move of Tombstone, why someone hasn't tried, out of desperation, knowing they're about to, like, get dropped on their head, to bite the crotch of the Undertaker and who else is doing it, so.
Yeah, good luck with that happening.
And we don't know where they have been.
Undead. Or just, why is it so McCool down here?
Bravo.
Anyways, moving on. So, Jungle Jack Perry versus Kazuchika Okada in a Gold League match for the Continental Classic. This was fun. We got dick biting. We got, the fingers picks up a win here. I was just like, and we could have just ended the match right there and I would have been okay with it.
Easily.
However, what were we doing? What are we doing? I was just like, here's the thing. Being a professional wrestling fan, I suspend my disbelief on a lot of things and I'm okay with that. But AEW, I was like, why are we doing this? We know that Jungle Jack Perry is not about to hook up with the Don Callis family. I'm like, are we high? What?
They need him. He's not palatable unless he's bringing someone else in. He's like a serial adopter or foster parent that just wants to use them all for the government payout he's getting from AEW every time. So he's just constantly trying to have 16 kids under his roof.
Oh, man. Yeah, it is sort of ridiculous to think this Jack Perry could fight his way through Josh Alexander, Kazuchika Okada, Mark Davis, and Rocky Romero.
And a clone.
There are so many people in this faction already. And
I was so surprised that Klon came out. I thought everyone forgotten about Klon.
Well, at least he showed up this week. I don't think that was him last week.
Who could it have been?
It was Don Callis in another luchador mask.
Well, so Hechicero. Because he's so Hechicero every time he comes out.
Daniel Bryanson dressing up as Hechicero will be my favorite meme this year. Oh my goodness. But yeah, the Don offers $1 million to Jungle Jack Perry. A fight breaks out. We had, Luchasaurus and everybody come out to even the score, so to speak. I was just like, this was a mess. We did not need this.
Oh my favorite part of this was that Kenny was in the building.
Kenneth Omega, you are in this building. But you know what? Kenny was smart. He's just like, this segment is not worth my time. We're going to do it later. He's like, I'm good.
Oh no, my diverticulitis.
Oh no, I hope I don't fall. Oh my gosh.
I'm in danger.
This was so dumb. It's just like, oh my goodness.
Nothing else shows this is a filler segment. Like, we have a 3-hour thing we got to do. Let's just throw this out there for no good reason other than to see Luchasaurus clean house.
Honestly, that's what it was. And it continues because it is setting up things for tomorrow night. So more on that when we preview it. So it's just now in the conglomeration. So we're speaking of just adopting wrestlers into the family. I actually really like this segment, and I do love Roddy just being there and existing.
I love that they have their token luchador now.
I was like, can you imagine the three of them in that chaos?
Oh, sign me up with that.
Mark and drag.
Mark is a drag queen. He just doesn't need has the persona of a drag queen. Again, I don't want to I was like, you know what? Mark could be down for that. Hey, Netflix, there's your idea. Let's do it. But this was a really cute moment. I enjoyed it. This was happy times.
Yeah, Rada being conglomerate adjacent is pretty great, man.
I need all of the adjacent members to actually get little merit badges or friendship bracelets now. I'm just like, friendship bracelet, let's go.
Even everybody in this photo, when he went to go shake everybody's hand, they were like, huh? Okay.
Oh right, you're here.
Oh, you.
I was just like, oh boy, this was cute moment. Anyways, all right, Uncle
How
Edward.
Can you tell this is a filler feud?
Uncle Kingston, I love you, Unc. You down, right? I was just like, you mean more, and you mean a lot to me, and you mean a lot to other people. Tell me this isn't a filler feud, but it is a filler feud. I was just like, Eddie knows what's up. His face tells me all of this picture.
There's nothing behind those eyes. He's dead inside.
Just, on the television show. And anytime that anybody invokes the name of Terry Funk, I'm like, okay, I'm on your side.
Like, all right, I can't be mad. I was like, okay.
I can.
But yeah, fair enough. And what is it like? Oh, never mind. I forgot what I was going to say.
Edward,
sound like Eddie's promo.
We're going to talk about and see you in the main event later. This stretch was just a lot of promos during when we got to this mark.
We have a 3-hour show. How do we fill 3 hours?
That's true. I like Briscoe on the mic. Daniel I love Daniel Garcia, but the way that Barita and Wheeler were holding it off and the way that Danny was trying to get at Mark Briscoe reminds me. So I am a person of a certain ethnicity and a culture, right? And these are things that do to me. But it's like the equivalent of somebody putting their hand on someone's forehead, and then Danny was just doing the windmill to try to get at.
I'm gonna get you.
I was just like, "Sir,"
I have several seats.
I was like,
I'm gonna start kicking my feet like this. If you get in the way, it's not your fault. I'm gonna start going like you get in the way.
I was like, "Listen, I am a lover, not a fighter, but I can tell you this: if you have to windmill to fight," I was just like, "Oh, you gonna get your ass beat later." I'm just saying.
Wasn't he like the whole thing about his style was that he was like close to being a pure champion? He's very grounded, mat wrestler. Where did this windmill come from?
That's what I was like. Where is that happening?
It's the John Moxley effect.
So this is setting up the championship match at the Winter is Coming Collision, which we'll get to later in the show. So I was like, okay, moving on. Listen, the Triangle of Madness, we're still beating bitches up. And Chris Stander's like, I'm tired of watching you beat bitches up. So I'm gonna beat you bitches up.
Violence begets violence. It's a perfect lesson to learn.
So Chris is taking no crap from the Triangle of Madness, which also sets up a collision match that is happening too. Because then Jamie Hayter's getting involved because Jamie got beef with them still. So this is setting up Jamie and Chris versus the Sisters Sin in Collision. But Chris is like, I'm tired of you beating bitches up. So in response, I'm gonna beat you.
Bitches be beaten.
Yep. Nothing more I can add to that, so we can move on. Listen, I love you, Swerve, and I love you, Hangman, and Powerhouse Hobbs and Shibata. I was just like, this wasn't bad, but I was like, not my favorite match of the whole week. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. One thing I liked about this was like, when they were fighting in the concourse, but like once it got in the ring, like everything just sort of like grinded to a halt.
Oh my god.
Because it was just a tornado tag. Like everything they were doing outside they couldn't do inside. So it was like, now back to regular rules.
Oh, right. We have regular rules.
I 100% agree with you. I was like, when they were fighting in the Concord, I was like, oh, this is fun. I forgot how much I love tornado tags. Then we got to the ring. It's like, oh, this is why I hate tornado tags.
Yeah, right.
I had a love-hate relationship with this match, but yeah, when we got back to the ring, it was like, you're absolutely right. It kind of came to a grinding halt. I was like, I love everyone involved, but I'm not gonna lie, I need this to be over.
Even when you love everyone involved and they can't get enough energy up to actually like follow through, what do you expect from this? Like you try your best to be supportive, but I don't know.
Like the meme, we were all rooting for you. No,
I think the match like hit all the beats it needed to. But, like, it wasn't good, And, like, was it, like, they did their entrance, and, like, the dojo, like, goes up the steps to, like, fight them, right?
oh my gosh.
The dojo got stuck in the aisleway, so nobody could that was hilarious.
Yeah, so I mean, Swerve and Hangman, they're standing tall at the end of this. I love Swerve, but I'm gonna be honest too, and I'm gonna bring this up when we talk about Collision. Not that it was bad, but Swerve had a weird week this week. I'm not gonna lie. Him and Hangers had a weird week this week. But still, nonetheless, this match hit what it needed to do. But not personally my favorite match, but it wasn't inherently bad because I saw a lot worse this past week. This man is one of them. No, I was kidding.
God.
So Don Fallis here makes the challenge official for next week's Dynamite. The Bucks to find a partner. $1 million is on the line, and I'm just like, okay. I was like, we figured this was coming, but okay. Moving on from you, Don.
Please, let's all move on from Don.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie. This match alone, even though it was just this past week, it already bumped a couple matches and it's in my top 10 of the year list. Like, honestly. Oh my goodness. And the fact, well, okay, here's what I really, really liked is that this week alone, what I liked is that we got close to the time limit and we ended in a draw. More on that later. And what I loved about this is that Speedball came out with the win and he pinned Kyle Fletcher, keeping him at 6 points. So I'm just like, ooh, things are getting spicy in the Gold League.
It's a much better booked tournament this year.
I was just like, thank you, Tony Khan. Antonio, we appreciate you. Yeah, but holy crap, this match was awesome.
Oh, man, was it ever. And, like, there was a few story beats that they did in this match that would, like, play out in Speedball and Kevin Knight's match. Like, Speedball teases the Flamingo driver in this match here. And then gets the roll up with like that monkey flip roll up, like whatever that thing was, what a creative finish. And that's one thing I love about Speedball is he has a mind unlike anybody else in wrestling right now.
I have nothing to add to that. Like you literally cannot go wrong with how they put things together, good storytelling, and it's not a mile a minute, but it's damn close.
100%. This match rolled. match of the night, match of the week for me for AEW. This probably so far match of the Continental Classic this year. No notes.
Oh, that slam on the barricade looked like it.
Ooh, that was Speedball's
Yeah.
just out here defying laws of physics and gravity. And I'm calling it now, 2026. Let's get Kyle Fletcher a world title. I'm just saying.
I think that's where they're heading with him. That's got to be exactly what they're
Next
they're
one up.
hoping.
Next one up, man. Hangman. This promo is what I'm used to when you're angry, but not gonna lie. I don't know what's going on though, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, he literally has beef with the ops. I was just like, this is nothing new. But also, I like angry Hangman, especially this. I was just like, oh, hi, how we doing? Mrs. Hangman is really, really lucky. Also, I'm not gonna lie. I like this. I'm like this. But honestly, I kind of just want to hang out from Hangman. He just seems like really cool and he don't take nobody's shit. And he actually is a person who supports the marginalized communities out here. Let's go. He's not a faker. He still got beef with Joe. And that definitely shows because when we get matches made officially for World's End by the end of this week, I'm like, well, saw that coming. So moving on. Are we also surprised? I'm excited, but I'm not surprised that it is Kenny and the Bucks versus the Don Callis family for this $1 million. Kenneth knew he's like, I'm not coming out for this segment, but y'all are gonna come to me. That is literally this promo. I will be right back. Y'all talk about this real quick.
Kenny was essentially like, F them kids.
He's pulling the card of like, I am still an EVP. I don't have to go out and actually like entertain all of you. Literally, just get your ass in here. We'll beat you easily, and then get out of my company.
Like low energy Kenny Omega is still wicked funny.
Oh yeah, you can tell Kenny's having a flair of some sort, have it myself, and he's doing his best to like at least power through it. But goddamn, yeah, like even at half speed, there's so much that some of the younger wrestlers can learn from him on carrying a message and a storyline through that has no business to be as good as this.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it seems like he's a little bit checked out, and I don't blame him, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know if he wanted to be here to begin with. Like he went with his friend, but I think his heart is still in Japan.
I don't know if it's in Japan as much as just like he's realizing how much he had to do this year, especially all the injuries they had to keep carrying the company. He's still recovering. Like he's not 100%. And on top of that, he's in meetings that have been going on with the whole merger in the background about what's going on with, Warner Brothers and everything else. He's probably not mentally there either, too. He's trying to do both things at once.
That's a good point. I like Luchasaurus' part in this with the grunt, I love when people on the internet go like, he has a master's degree. It's like, yeah, but Luchasaurus doesn't.
Oh, he's got a master's degree in lifetime beating people up.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jack, the only one that can decipher it, like Chewie and Han.
We got a million of these things there. We could definitely do that. But Mikey's having us talk about a promo segment while he's gone for an extended period of time instead of a match, which has more layers to it, which is tough.
Yeah.
What do you think we're doing with the Jacksons? Like, do we think, because they're at a crossroads where they can't keep going back to the well of we're poor and we don't have the money, that's our motivation, but I don't see any other reason that they're involved in a lot of things.
I don't know where they're going from here. And it sort of worries me, and because I know when the Bucks start to check out, the Bucks are not there. I know the comment section might be a super kick party after this, but
I doubt it. I don't know. They haven't been as, like you said, they've been checked out, not as tuned into what they need. When they get bored, they end up needing some sort of stimulation to move on, and I don't think they've got a lot more room in AEW to do that just with everybody else coming in and what's going on. Truth be told, they also could be involved in these talks that are going on and just seeing the writing on the wall like, oh crap, this could be ending all very soon.
Yeah. Oh man, that is a whole nother can of worms, isn't it? Like,
it's depressing, but you see the effects on the show. You see it here. So
yeah, definitely.
I'm not exactly sure.
And like, people who say like I see a lot of people online like, well, Tony has a lot of pull and stuff like that. Like, well, he also is a billionaire and they only have so many places to hang out. So
true. And on top of that, while he's a billionaire, he did fund AEW for quite a while during the early pandemic, and he said he couldn't do it again. He needed the money from all the deals to keep it running.
Yeah.
It was a money loser for him. We can't change the slide. What if he never comes back?
It just never comes back. It was just like,
this stream will never end. Of course, he's on West Coast time. Well, he's on West Coast time. You and I have to go to bed at some point.
Yeah, right.
And that's why Mikey is the best boss we've ever had.
Indeed.
Don't lie. I'm just kidding. I'm average. Anyways, let's move on.
Please.
Oh, can we just stay back on that other one?
Okay, hold on. No,
Mm.
we got to continue because we got to get through this to get to Collision.
See, it seems like most weeks.
I mean, we knew what this was. Did I still
Yeah.
enjoy it? Yeah, I did. This was fine. I mean, yeah, I have nothing else to say. I was just like,
No, it just was. That's all it was. Like, could I have skipped this? Probably. Could we have not had a championship match on the show? Yeah, and it would have been fine.
could we have put the women to main event? Yes.
Because he wanted Ring of Honor Samoa Joe, and he found him. And unfortunately, he got his butt whooped from pillar to post, as they say.
It's almost like calling out Samoa Joe when you're still about a month into your return may not be the smartest of ideas.
Yeah.
Man.
At least he
So-
put it on a good show on Final Battle. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it was what it was. It existed. So moving on. All right. Now we're getting into Collision where there's like, all right, guys, we taped this in the same night, so we're not going to waste everyone's time here. So let's do this. We kick Collision. Winter is coming off with this one. On paper, I was really excited about it. By the end of this, Swerve has had a really weird week because I was just like,
Yeah.
I feel that, again, on paper, this was great. Both of them are fantastic. Nobody did it horribly bad. I just feel that there were a couple of sparks missing between Swerve and Josh in this one. And I was like, oh man, that's a bummer. Yeah, it wasn't
It's-
bad, but there was some stuff I felt like they were a little bit missing.
It's weird to see these two who have amazing matches with everybody else just kind of stumble. And I wonder whether it was like travel or whether it was a longer night or just something else. But just it seemed like they had not had time to get on the same page before the show.
yeah, I agree. And I felt like this was sort of like a glorified squash. Like, Josh got some offense in, but he was never in the lead.
Right.
So, like, Swerve was pretty much just manhandling him. And I'd like to see a pay-per-view match between these two at some point.
I feel like there'd be more shenanigans from the Don Callis family if we did that.
I'm cool with that.
You want to see more dome coming at this guy?
No, I just love seeing the internet throw a hissy fit, you know? I'm sort of a I'm sort of an agent of chaos, you know?
Sort of. I'm just kidding. I was like, oh, I was just like, listen, every friend group, especially in professional wrestling, every professionally, friend group needs a pit bull. Benny is ours.
Yeah.
I do hope we get to run it back between these two and that way to kind of redeem sounds like it's such a harsh word, but redeem the potential that this could have been. Again, wasn't bad, but I will say though, I was like, Swerve ate himself because I was like, man, you came back and you looking swole. I was like, what's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah. I don't mean to be that guy, but I'm going to be. We need to start talking about the sides of people, and there needs to be a discussion. I don't know from who, but
I know, not you, Benny.
not me, I guess. But there's a lot of people who are just like, yeah, he's clearly been powerlifting in his off time because he got that big belly, you know. But like, getting a little crazy over there.
Hot dang.
I don't know what you're saying, Pac at all, but still
We're going to get to
busting
him.
out of his unitard.
For reals. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this was okay. I was disappointed. And I was just like, all right, well, we can only go up from here, right? Yes.
Nice screen grab.
I would like to, if this was not me, I would like to thank Pro Wrestling and MMA News. They are a news outlet on the social medias and Facebook who cover all the things and get the screen grab. So I was not the one who picked it. But when I saw this, I was just like, we're going to get a kick out of this one. Mina, never change.
She won't. She definitely won't.
No, so these girls are not done. They may have lost, but they are not done in the tag division, which is crazy because on Wednesday I was like, oh, I wonder where they're going. Oh, back to the tag division. We're still in. Okay, we're good. That answered my question, Collision.
Yep, there you are. Well done.
Fantastic. Frame 3. Anyways, going on. You know what? Shout out the Sisters of Sin. I keep saying this every week, but I'm so proud of how far these two have come. And they got their ass beat by Jamie and Chris.
Well, there's a little bit of dissension breeding there between Jamie and Chris, too. Like, there's a little fun undercurrent that I loved.
Which sets up for what we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Mm.
Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander versus the Sisters of Sin. This was a fun match. I really enjoyed this one from all four of these ladies. And again, you're absolutely right, JVL. Throughout the match, Jamie and Chris had a little playful tension, underlying tension, so to speak, which kind of boils over into the next segment we're going to talk about. But I had a good time with this match. And I'm like, again, shout out to Julia and Sky. I was just like, yes, I love them so much.
Yeah, this match was really fun. Sisters of Sin, like, working like a well-oiled machine right now, and there's not a lot of women's tag teams working like that. so it makes them stand out a little bit more. And the only thing I really gotta say about, like, I use Blue Sky. Sky Blue, we gotta get
One's
Blue Sky
wrestler,
Blue on Blue
one's a
Sky.
social media switch.
Jeez, man.
Like, you used to be able to see daylight through her thrust kicks, and now there's none. Those things look stiff as hell, and God, she's great. And the last thing I'll say is that, like, Julia does a lot of great stuff. She's come a long way. But if everybody on the roster is doing a standing moonsault, maybe do a leg drop. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Like,
Lately, she's either overshot it or undershot it. It hasn't really hit like it normally does.
No, I don't know
But
whether that's just like fatigue from the year or something, or just having to like wrestle in different size rings. Who knows?
yeah.
but yeah, other than that, Jamie and Chris pick up the win, which, the tension does boil over though, because these two go from being on the same team to absolutely brutalizing each other. I'm just let this picture stand right here.
Man, this is gonna be a hard-hitting affair.
It's-
And if they add Tekla, which I'm pretty sure they will in the next like, that match is going to suck.
I was like, world's end is about to end my world. Anyways, we saw with Jamie and Tekla at Wrestle Dream. I was just like, it wasn't the cleanest match, but it was two former Stardom girls fighting and beating the piss out of each other. So then when you throw in Chris in here, I was just like, triple threat, let's go. That is the triple threat I want, not the other one that we got. Though it still should be fun though. I should mention we're getting Swerve and Joe and Hangman also at World's End too. So I was like, oh, okay, sure. That's cool. No judgment here, but judgment.
Yeah, we can't make a decision, and we can't just put the title back on the people we've had for the last year. So let's have Joe in the mix as the champion, so that we have.
That is why MJF is gonna win. No, I'm just kidding. Max is popping up in the next couple of weeks, especially with this diamond ring coming up tomorrow night. So it's like, well,
yeah.
here it is.
Yeah. The thing is, right, like a week or so ago, they were like, it's a tournament with a dynamite diamond ring. It's like you gotta win a battle royal and then beat this guy or that guy at World's End, and it's like, what's happening here?
We lost the plot. They're like, oh crap, we got other things that are around this time. So we're gonna talk about
every
it.
match type.
I was just like, for real. Anyways, I'm excited. And if this becomes a triple threat with Tekla, my money is yours, AEW. Well, it already is, but I'll throw more money at you.
You know what I found funny about that and Hater feud is that they built it off of you.
Yeah, most non-verbal feud. It was
If they did that with the men, they'd be, oh wait, never mind, they already did.
And it worked just as well.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Let's get into this because this match is what gave us our first draw of the tournament. You have your CMLL World Heavyweight Champion Claudio Castagnoli and your IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Konosuke Takeshi. God, they beat the piss out of each other.
Yeah. This match was brilliant. And like once they said that it was both world champions fighting each other, I was like, well, this is going to a draw and nobody
And that's exactly what happened. We reached the 20-minute time limit draw. And that wasn't enough though, because these two wanted to continue to fight each other. And I was just like, something tells me that we're going to see this iteration in some point in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens. But this was brilliant. I had a good time with this. They were just brutalizing each other as it should be with these two. And then they kept wanting to fight each other afterwards too. So it was great.
It's almost like they actually care about the tournament and they were having fun with actually doing what they were doing.
Right? That's a crazy concept.
Yeah. And like this one actually sort of felt like a really good G1 match. Like
For
just
reals. Hashtag Claudio for G1 next year.
He's running out of years to do it, so may as well get him in there when he can.
For reals. Great match. This was fun. So now they're at 7 points apiece. So they have to be very careful going into their last couple of matches because everybody else who's still got 3 matches left, there's still time to catch up with these guys. So this is going to be interesting.
Oh my God.
One of these things is not like the other.
What in the Divas era bullshit was this?
I was just like, what? You know how we could celebrate our tag team champs throwing them in an 8-woman match tomorrow night? I'm like,
Well, and on top of that, what happened to Mercedes' promo skills?
this was so bad. I was just like, girl, I know we were wrestling in 5 different promotions throughout this whole entire time. And I get that, girl. Get your money. But this was not good. And I know I was like, unless you're starting the downward spiral that is Mercedes Monet, I was just like, this was not great. It wasn't bad, but it was not great.
So let me get this straight, right? On Dynamite tomorrow, we have the women's tag team title, the TBS title, and the ROH Women's World title, right? Like all in that one match. Is there anybody else in this division?
No,
Apparently
there's not.
not. It's not, I don't know. It's not like we have our, newly ROH TV champion or our new inaugural pure champion we could have had showcased in here. But you know what? I'm not the booker. Antonio's in charge. But Antonio, the fuck.
To prove your point, JBO, I completely agree with you. Like, I actually thought that her off mic was better than her on mic. Her reacting to like, what? You're not gonna shave my ass.
That was so wild. That was such a wild line.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not saying you had to, but you are literally in the UK. There wasn't a couple people we could have called on the independents to even have like quick squash matches. I would have been okay with. Like,
Nope. Nope. Nope.
No, apparently not. You know,
rude. I was like, how dare
couldn't
they?
couldn't get Nina and Miley or whatever, but like whatever.
I was just like, I know she had a banger match with her. We could have get a rematch with Rio and Mercedes. Like Rio would have been fantastic on here.
A
For God's
debuting,
sakes,
like,
Alex
Hikaru-
Windsor is here. What are we doing?
Yeah, you're in Alex Windsor's home country, and she's on ROH.
Rude. I was impressed.
We're in Britain. Could we have not gotten Hikaru Shida?
Yes. I was
Oh
like,
my god, that's a good point.
I was like, how dare they?
Another road.
For real. Now I'm even more depressed. We're gonna move on though.
Just make it.
Well, I
Please
mean, I
don't.
wasn't angry, but I was annoyed with this. I was like, I don't understand. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, all these people who are going to be involved in this thing. I was like, oh, okay, so fine, sure. I was just like, Max always wins every single year. So like, why? I was like, why?
It's become the thing, though. Like, it kind of feels wrong if he doesn't.
That's
Yeah.
true. Max Caster, though, this picture is crazy. I love it. Anyways, so we are getting lots of more participants for this Diamond Ring Battle Royale. So also, shout out to Bobbles. He's going to be out with a legit injury. So I was like, oh no, Bobby. I was like, heal up, bud. I was like, but also,
no.
Shelton Benjamin singles run until he comes back.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, Shelton deserves it. He's so good. Anyways, moving on.
How are you going to top your match with Kyle Fletcher? There
Bam.
you go.
Literally, tag team partners, defying all laws of physics and gravity. And you know what? Kevin Knight is proving, I was just like, listen, he's been losing all his matches so far, except for the one against Darby in which he won. But you know what? Again, like I said with Kyle Fletcher, TNT champion for Kevin Knight. Also, I was just like, I knew this match was going to be good. Also, jet speed for the best of the Super Juniors next year.
So many places they can go with that now.
This match rolled. I was just like, God, I love this match. I love professional wrestling.
Yeah. These two are fantastic. Like a match made in heaven. Like, give me these two versus and Kyle Fletcher like 3-way. Like that would be amazing. Like, and I don't mean to be that guy, but like that coast to coast was really cool. Man, that looked like it sucked.
Just a wee bit.
Like,
Later,
all right.
ball.
God. I was like, oh, don't hurt yourself. But this was a great match. Speedball picks up another win. So Speedball is now climbing up the ranks in the Gold League. Kevin Knight is still showing up and showing out. And I'm excited for the remainder of these matches, for the Continental Classic, because this has been such a fun run. This was a great match. Yeah, these two are great. I love them.
Just like I said like a few minutes ago, that there was a callback to the Fletcher match in this match. Like at the end, Speedball goes for the same monk, the Sunset Flip, the Fletcher match, and then hits the Flamingo Driver, which is essentially just a one-wing angel.
I need more wrestlers to do the Flamingo Driver because that thing is a beautifully gnarly looking thing.
Yeah, man. That I was like, what is even happening? I had to like roll it back.
And the crazy thing is that I forgot that Speedball can do the Flamingo Driver, but he doesn't. Even in TNA, the only two people he brought that Flamingo Driver out against was his 1 hour match with Josh Alexander and his Bound for Glory match 2 years ago against Will Ospreay. He doesn't bring it out unless he absolutely has to.
Right.
Ultimate.
Or he wants to be a show off, one of the two.
Well, this is the tournament to do that, though. That's the thing.
True. I'm ready for Jet Speed Tag Team Supremacy in 2026. Like, I'm here for it. So good.
Yeah, that match made me think that, like, a bunch of people in AEW have like 4 friggin' finishes.
And you
Like,
know
if
what?
it's-
I am one of those people that believes is like, I love me when you have 4 or 5 different finishes because then it's like a bag of tricks. I never know what I'm going to get at the end of it until I do.
Yeah,
But then
exactly.
share some with the folks that need them, though.
That's a problem. What isn't my problem is the amount of pictures we get of Mark Briscoe in these cards.
Oh,
I was just like, half an hour ago when I was talking about Daniel Garcia windmilling to try to get to Mark Briscoe, I was just like, this is the stuff. I'm gonna say this. Daniel Garcia, I think character wise has got, glad to see him in a different direction for the Death Riders. I might have my criticism still about it, but it is what it is. However, Danny, I love you to death. I truly do. But depending on where we go with the Death Riders, I want to start seeing your Ring of Honor self come out a little bit more because it's not fair to compare, but I'm looking at Tyga style and I'm just like, between the former champs in this current era of ROH, I was like, Danny, I need you to start breaking ankles out here. Like break ankles. Like I need to see ankles get broken.
Two incredible chemistry, but I guess it's hard to say because Mark sort of has like incredible chemistry with everybody.
Especially in the last couple of months.
Yeah. And like I'm really looking forward to this TV title run because he's gonna put on some banger TV matches over the next few months, however long he holds it.
So Mark Briscoe retains the TNT championship, but that is how Winter is Coming for Collision goes off the air. This brings us to the well, I'm still waiting. Talk about being blue balled. Anywho,
wasn't premature.
Right to the
Have a little joy. Just a little joy.
The edge of glory. Anyways, so before we sign off and get into the exit bits, we do have a card for tomorrow. There's a lot happening tomorrow night in this.
There was a card tonight.
That is also very true. It's just like it's crazy out here. So it is the holiday bash. This is Dynamite and Collision. This is the 3-hour show tomorrow, and we got a bunch of stuff happening. So of course we got our $1 million match, literally for $1 million. It is the Bucks and Kenneth Omega taking on Okada, Takeshita, and Echiseto. Where once again, Echiseto is going to have to play therapist. Oh, Lord.
The inevitable breakdown fight's going to be.
I have to check the updated card, but then we are getting some Continental Classic matches. So it is Blue League this time around, at least in here. We have, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of interested to see how Moxley Roddy goes because that is an interesting pair to me. So we're getting John Moxley and Roderick Strong. So Roddy and Mox are about to go at it.
Well,
go ahead.
Mox has to try to claw anything back at this point. If he draws Roddy, he's screwed.
And Roddy has nothing to lose. And to me, that's the most dangerous opponent in any tournament is when you have nothing to lose and your back's against the wall.
Except if you're Daniel Garcia.
That's true. That's very, very true. Roddy's been on Demon Time. I think this is where we see Roddy truly enter Demon Time. But then on top of that, a match that I'm also very interested to see in terms of stylistic approaches, Máscara Dorada versus Orange Cassidy. I'm actually really excited because Orange is another one who does really well with all different types of stuff. And while Orange is not necessarily a flyer, I think his style of wrestling can adapt to the Lucha Libre style of Máscara. So that gets me excited for that. Of course, not pictured on here, but we got an update. We're also getting Kyle Fletcher versus Pac tomorrow night too. And I was like, oh God, there's so much happening.
Notice that Orange Cassidy's been fighting all of his conglomeration besties throughout this.
I was just like,
are we destroying the conglomeration in the tournament?
I don't think so. So yeah, Kyle Fletcher versus Pac. And while I love the 8 women, we have an 8-woman tag. And I'm just like, all right, fine. It just makes me sad that I like them, but I just wish we'd do something more than just throw them all together in a 8-man tag. So it's Mercedes, Athena, Big Problems, Marina Shafir, and Megan Bain taking on the Babes of Wrath and the Timeless Love Bombs. We're getting the Diamond Battle Royale. But then we're also getting a World Tag Team Championship match, FTR versus the Bang Bang Gang. AEW, if you want me to love you forever and a day, or even more than I already do, this is where Switchblade Jay White comes back. I'm just saying, bro. I don't think it's going to happen, but if Switchblade came back tomorrow night, I would lose my mind.
I'd love to see it if it could happen finally.
For reals. And then, of course, we're getting the contract sighting between Swerve, Hangman, and Joe. So that is your 3-hour show tomorrow night. I would like to thank everybody for being here. And guys, I have some bad news. Channeling my inner Wade Barrett. This is the fight. Well, let me phrase this. This is the final AEW television review for 2025. We will be taking the next 2 weeks off, so we will still be watching AEW. I still will be doing the report cards, but there will be no reviews all next week as we will be taking the time off for the holidays, for Christmas, for Yule, for Hanukkah, for Kwanzaa, all the winter holidays that are happening. So I know BC WrestlePod is very diverse in the celebrations that we partake in. So I also, as a generous boss, apparently, because I'm the best according to these two. No, but in all seriousness, I want to give some time off to my hosts. They deserve it. They
To
put in the hard
yourself.
work. Yes, and to myself, but also, we all deserve a little R&R. But we are still planning for a lot of stuff happening this week. Tomorrow night, of course, is our double header, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Will, Kilt, and I will be covering NXT, where we have a new champion and we also have a new number one contender for Obafemi's title. So stay tuned for all of that tomorrow. Then at 8 p.m. Pacific, the CMLL boys will be reviewing another episode of CMLL, in which we are gearing up for our steel cage match in the new year where somebody is losing a mask, and it's going to be great. Then on Friday, the TNA boys will be here to review the latest episode of TNA Wrestling, which is going to be including a 20-man battle royale to determine Frankie's next challenger. We're also getting some tag team action as well as some X Division stuff, which is going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully, and we're also getting some more women's action. TNA, much issue as I had with you, it was the right call to make Indy and Danny Luna's dog collar match the main event. And that was so freaking violent and great. I love it. Then all hell breaks loose on Sunday, y'all, because before the holidays are here, the end of the year podcast is upon us, where BC WrestlePod will be here, like we always are, to review the good, the bad, and the ugly of professional wrestling in 2025. But this year is different because it is not just one, it is not two, but it is three different podcasting worlds colliding in this one. It is a truly Worlds Collide event this Sunday, as BC WrestlePod will be colliding with the Nick Happy Hour Wrestling Podcast and the If We Had the Pencil Podcast. So shout out to Nick and Nikki, as well as Sean and Matt, who are taking time out of their crazy schedules to be here with us for 2 hours on Sunday to talk about professional wrestling. And Orange Cassidy, you better watch out because we're creating our own conglomeration on the internet. So it's going to be a great time. So I look forward to seeing all my BC WrestlePod folks as well as our new friends on Sunday. And you should tune in too, because it's going to be chaos and I'm excited.
Yeah.
But we got to get up on out of here. So thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, peace.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's gonna happen next time? Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.